So in this video we're going to look at the Appearance tab and see the different things you can do with that. This tab is pretty busy. There's a lot of things that we can do here. So we may have to break this into a few videos. We'll see how far we get. The Appearance tab, when you first click on that, you'll notice themes are the first thing that's there. This is where we went before to choose this theme. WordPress ships with these couple of themes, and then this is the one that we chose. So you can go back to that video and see how to choose and add a theme. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the Customize tab here, and when we click that, with WordPress, I think it was probably version 4.2, 4.3, they added this functionality to a lot of the themes, the ability to go in and customize your site just from here without actually changing any code, actually going into the code. So here we can change the site identity. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we're going to call this WordPress help videos. Now you can see that because of this real-time window here, as I'm typing, it's changing the site. So then if we wanted to have a site icon, which we're going to go ahead and select this as the site icon, we'll select that, and we don't need to crop, it'll look fine. So we'll just click that, and that will add that to our, and then we're going to go ahead and save that. So now if we go back, you can see the video place settings. These are options for video place, so you can display the site title and description when a custom header image is used, or you can show the latest sticky posts from here. You can add links to your Facebook, Twitter, social media pages. So I'm not sure where that's going to show up on this theme. We can go back and add some of them later. Anyhow, that's where you would do it. So let's move on. Colors, if you want to change the site colors, you can do that here. So if we wanted to change the background, the lettering, the text colors, we just changed the header color here. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to the default color, which is that gray. But you can change the background and the header text color there if you wish. And then the header image, if you are going to want a header image, we'll go ahead and select that and crop it. Crop that. And we may have to go back and select that other option. No, it went ahead and changed it for us. So you can either use the descriptions, or you could use a image here for your header. Most themes are like that you can either use the tagline and the information, or you can use a video or a picture. Sorry about that. So we're going to go ahead and save that, and then the background image, if you selected that, that would change this area here, the background. We're going to just leave ours black or that gray color for now. Menus. Now this is something that we haven't gotten to yet, and remember we created an about page, but there's nowhere that we can get to the about page from here. There's nowhere that's showing up pages. So we're going to look at the menu locations. We're going to see where we can. Okay, with this theme, looks like we're going to have to go through the actual menu settings to add the menu. So where are we going to? So we'll create a new menu, and we'll create that menu here. Not sure where it's going to place it as far as this theme goes, and looks like there is nowhere for the menu, so we may actually have to add some custom CSS to this to add a nav menu on this site. So anyways, we'll go ahead, this button here, if you wanted to automatically add pages to the menu, which on this site, because it's going to be mostly about the videos, I'll probably go ahead and click that so that anything that we add will go ahead and add to the menu. So then I'll save and publish this. But like I say, we still don't see anywhere that that's showing up. So we may have to put it in the sidebar here, or we may go ahead and do some custom CSS and actually show you how to add a nav menu to this site. So let's go ahead and go back here, widgets, and so here we've got the widget areas. So you've got the sidebar, you've got the footer center and footer right, it looks like. So we could add widgets to them locations if we want. So maybe that would be a good option for us to add our menu, and because getting into the CSS and actually adding a nav menu to this post is kind of going to be beyond the scope of a beginner video, so we probably will just do that. So let's go ahead and just do that now. We'll go ahead and put our menu on the right side. Let's see. Okay, so looks like we're not going to be able to do that either with this theme. So we'll have to look at the actual menu settings and see if we can add a menu here. So anyhow, yeah, them are all the same choices. So we'll just go ahead and leave that for now. One of the things that I would like to do is clean some of this sidebar up. I think it's a little bit busy. So I'm going to leave the search bar. I'm going to take out the recent comments and we'll take out the recent comments. So to do that, you would just remove that from your menu here. And let's go ahead and just take out the archives. Categories will leave because that will allow people to find posts that they're looking for. So we'll go and save and publish that. And then a static front page. This site, because we're going to be adding all of these videos, we're going to leave it as our latest posts. But if we were to choose that, we could choose what page we wanted as our static front page, and then that page would not change, and then we would have to choose which one was going to be our posts page as well. So we're going to leave that as our latest posts. So I'll save and publish that, and then we'll go ahead and exit out of here. But this is kind of nice feature. You don't have to change or get real into the dashboard. You make a lot of changes to your site, and depending on your theme, you may have more choices. This theme, like I said earlier in an earlier video, is a little bit it's a little bit limited, but that's okay because that's what we want it for, is just to display videos. So that was the customize function. Let's go in and look at the actual widgets functions. So this is the same as the categories of widgets that you could add. We can actually, though, so let's go ahead and just add add a custom menu. Here we go. Let's add our custom menu, and this is just and then you can select your menu, save, and then we'll go ahead and add a widget to the right side of the footer as well, so that you can see what that is. And let's go ahead and just add another search widget over there. So save that. Alright, and then if we go back and look at the page, once we refresh, we'll see these changes that we're making. So now this section is not quite as busy. We may even take this out. The menu is still not really what we want it to be, so we'll go ahead and look at that as well. I think we're going to take out the recent comments here as well, just to clean it up a little bit. So let's go back and do that. So that menu is still not the way that I want it to look. So let's go ahead and look at the menus with this theme. So now these are the menu pages, and so we're going to go ahead. That's why the menu is not looking the way that I want it to look. It's because there's nothing added in here. Sometimes you can do You can make changes in this customize function, but depending on the theme, you may actually have to go under menus here to make them changes. So we're only going to add this page, and so I'm going to click add to menu, and that's going to take us back to the home page, or the page that we have selected. And then that's all, I think. If you wanted to add a custom link there, you could. If you wanted to add your categories there, you could, but we're just going to go ahead and add that, and that'll just always take you back to that's the about page. And so we're going to probably add another page for contact, so we'll have about us and a contact, and then the home page will be available there. So once we save that, then we can go back and we'll look at our page, update the page, and now down here at the bottom it should show up, and it's not. Okay, so we're going to have to do some actual customization on this theme to be able to use a menu here, to add a menu here. So yeah, anyways, we'll figure that out as we go. We'll continue on with the functionality of your appearance tab. Let's go ahead and click on header. Maybe that's why it's not showing up. Maybe I didn't click save. I thought I did, but I'll try this again. Looks like it is going to allow us to have a nav menu up top as well now that we've saved that menu, so that'll be nice. Let the site continue to load. While this is loading, we'll go ahead and scroll up here. We'll take that sample page out, but anyhow, like with the settings that we have set to go ahead and add pages automatically to the menu, we should see them automatically be added to your nav up here. So, and then yeah, down here at the bottom now we've got that as well. So that's good. We're making progress here. So let's go back to our appearance. The header, you kind of saw how we changed that. I was going to go ahead and take us back into this because this is the easiest way to change your header. It will automatically take us back to where we were before. So we'll go ahead and just save and publish that and go back. And if we go back to the background, it's going to take us back in there as well. And so then we're going to skip that and go directly to the editor. Now, if you're a beginner with WordPress, you probably don't want to get into the editor. This is where you can go and change the theme. This is where all the code that makes your WordPress site work. And so I would just suggest, if you're new to the site, stay away from here. Depending on your host, you may even get an error and say, hey, you shouldn't be in here, because unless you really know what you're doing, click here, something to that nature. But I'll go ahead and show you what this looks like. This is your theme style sheet, and so this is where all of the theme styles are located, the CSS for your theme. You should never change anything directly in your theme. If you're going to do anything to change the theme, you either need to add a child theme or If you just need a few changes to your CSS to make things a little bit better, then there are plugins that you can use to change the CSS that will override this page, and you don't have to go through the whole process of creating a child theme, but you can just change the CSS, and then anytime that you change your main theme files, anytime that the theme is updated, well, all of your changes will go away. So you don't want to do all that work more than once. Anyhow, this is where you would go to change things. If we were going to have to add functionality for the menu, for the nav, it would have been up here in this theme header section. We're not going to have to because the theme is displaying that for us, so we're going to leave it alone. But anyways, the editor is where you'll see the code that creates your site, and the code that creates the theme that makes your WordPress site work. So that's a video about the appearance tab on your dashboard. There's a lot to it. You can get in there and kind of play around. The main things that you're going to look at is customize menus and widgets. Your headers and your background are all going to be in this custom area here. You may have to go in and add widgets separately as opposed to using the customize function, but it just depends on what you need for your theme and for your site to look the way that you want it to look. So we'll go ahead and move on to plugins next.